Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I wanted to talk about the whole Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent situation. A lot of folks have been sending me this story. I was on set for the past 2 days, so I couldn't do a video on it. But when I watched the video of 50 Cent's challenge to Floyd Mayweather, all I could do was shake my head. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys these videos right now. He had posted them on Instagram. Basically, he's challenging Floyd Mayweather to read some books, some children's books like Hat in the Hat on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. He's saying that if Floyd Mayweather can get through the book and read it out loud on Jimmy Kimmel, that he'll donate $750,000. Go ahead and check out these video clips, and I'll come back with the rest of my comments.
Special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. Fuck the bucket of ice, man. Phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, then he'll put it on the actual show, so you can read it on the show. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't pronounce those words in that Harry Potter book, so we're gonna let you read Cat in the Hat.
Alright, so you guys just checked out the video clips. So now if that wasn't bad enough, our favorite radio station in New York, The Breakfast Club, their asses decided to go in on Floyd Mayweather. Well, not really they, but Charlamagne the God, he was on some crazy stuff the other day. So basically he said that Floyd was there one day to do a drop. And a drop is when you're supposed to read like from a script, basically shouting out the radio station. So Charlamagne the God reads his drop and it takes him like 10 seconds to get through it. Then they play a clip of Floyd Mayweather, and when I tell you this is some struggle reading, it is some struggle reading. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys this audio clip, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
Now keep in mind, Charlamagne's not the best reader either, so we don't know how long this is going to take.
I need the exact time, okay?
This is disrespectful, but let's go.
Okay. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined iHeartRadio for the Show Your Stripes movement to support hiring vets. Go to showyourstripes.org, a website that connects veterans with employers and helps business find candidates with the best training. How long was that?
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. This is Floyd Mayweather.
Wait.
This is not nice.
10 seconds.
This is disrespectful. You sure?
Hey, shut the hell up. I'm always sure. I don't give a damn. Okay? This is Floyd Mayweather reading the 10-second drops I just did.
I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined Heart Radio for the show Your Stripes. Okay. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined Heart Radio for the show Your Stripes movement to support hiring vets. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined Heart Radio for the show Your Stripes movement to support I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined Heart Radio for the show Your Stripes movement to support hiring vets. Go to the show yourstripes.org. Go to the show yourstripes.org. Go to showyourstripes.org. Go to showyourstripes.org. A website that connects veterans with employees and helps businesses. Okay. The website that connects veterans with employers and helps businesses find candidates with the best training. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined Heart Radio for the show Your Stripes movement to support hiring vets.
Okay, that's enough, guys. We get the point. That's enough. That's enough. Please stop.
Okay, hold on. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I've joined iHeartRadio for the Show Your Stripes movement to support hiring vets. Go to showyourstripes.org, a website that connects veterans with employers and helps businesses find candidates with the best training. 1-800-585-1051.
Right.
My good people, our beautiful listeners. Just call up and tell us what you think of Floyd Mayweather.
This is so mean. Okay, so clearly he can't read that well.
I don't know if he can read or not.
Nate sounds like he can't read that well at all.
Well, I need to know. Maybe 50 was on to something.
Did he send you a TMT?
Alright, so you guys just listened to the clip, and the whole situation is a mess. So once Floyd Mayweather got wind of this, 50 Cent's challenge and Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club going in on him, this is his response to the foolishness. Go ahead and check out Floyd Mayweather's response to everything. After he sent out that tweet, he also stated that if 50 Cent can show a video of his son Marquise saying that he loves him, that he'll donate between $750 to $1 million to a charity of his choice. As we all know, 50 Cent has had a lot of issues with his son Marquise. Marquise is saying that 50 Cent has not been there for him. He's not been a good father. He didn't show up to his graduation. And, you know, Marquise feels really, really hurt by that. And about a year ago, there was a situation where these text messages got out online. They were sent to Radar Online, where 50 Cent was cussing the little boy out, saying that he didn't want to have nothing to do with him. He basically disowned him. So it's been a really traumatic situation for Marquise. So that was kind of a low blow coming from Floyd, but I don't blame him because 50 Cent takes shots at Floyd all the time. I don't understand this beef between them. They were like best of friends for a while. Then they fell off, and since then, 50's always in his business. He's always throwing shots at him. You know, he talks about the whole situation with Nelly and, you know, the new Miss Jackson that he's with, which is Floyd's old girlfriend. And you know, my thing is this. I just don't find this situation really funny. Now, I understand Floyd can be arrogant. He can get on people's nerves. He can be cocky. He's always flashing his money. And let's not forget when Miss Jackson had basically aborted his twins, he put her abortion paperwork on the internet for all to see. So sometimes he's on some really childish shit himself. But my thing is this. You have a lot of people out here who cannot read, or who cannot read well, who cannot articulate themselves well. And we shouldn't be embarrassing people and shaming them, you know, or making them feel stupid. You know, when you clown people because of the way they speak or the way that they read, that makes them hide further. That makes them want to play it off and not go get the help that they need. You know, you have a lot of adults out here who really cannot read properly. They don't know how to read contracts. They don't know how to read books, let alone read out loud. And I just don't think that that's something that we should be making fun of, because a lot of black folks deal with a lot of illiteracy. I mean, when I used to live down in South Carolina, I knew grown adults twice my age who really could not read. And I didn't understand it because it's like, you know, I learned how to read about at age, 6 or 7. And on top of that, I was in ESL getting help. And I remember by the time I was in junior high, like I said before, I read like a senior in high school. Like I've always loved to read books and, you know, and everything else. So I didn't understand it when I would meet adults and they'd be like, I can't read, or can you read that for me? And I'm like, what do you mean you can't read? And they would try, and they literally would look at the paper and they would not know what it was almost like putting Hebrew or putting, you know, hieroglyphics in front of somebody and saying, read this. Well, if you don't know the language, you're not going to be able to read it. You know, so it's really real out here that you have people, you know, who cannot read. And I don't think it's funny. Instead of us shaming and making fun of people who struggle with their reading or who can't read, we need to be encouraging them to go get classes to learn to become literate. Because if you're illiterate, you know, people can run circles around you. You know, lucky for Floyd, he has, I guess, some good people around him who can read his contracts and, you know, who help him out. Because it seems like the man is rich for days and he's not losing any type of money anytime soon. So he obviously has decent people around him financially. But what kind of troubles me with this situation is, where were his parents and where were the people who were supposed to be there for him when he was young? Somebody dropped the ball. You know, and I'm hearing that he dropped out of the 6th grade. Other folks are saying that he dropped out of high school. I believe it was more high school than the 6th grade. But at some point in time when he decided to drop out of high school, or before he even decided to drop out, it seemed like people were putting more focus on his athletic ability, on him boxing, as opposed to any academics, as opposed to him learning how to read and articulate himself. Because even when he did that interview with Nicole Bitchie on the phone, when that whole situation went down with Tiny and T.I., I remember most of the comments in the comment section was people who didn't understand what he was saying. And I was surprised that he really talked like that. Like, it took me a while. I had to listen to the interview 2 and 3 times to even break it down in my video as to what he was saying, because he was very inarticulate. You know, he talked really mumbled, really slow, you know, so I was kind of surprised that that's how he spoke, you know. But again, in this world, money talks, bullshit walks, you know, and that's why he can send out a tweet showing how much he's made from the boxing ring or how much his checks were that he just deposited. One of those checks is more than most of us, all 90,000 of my subscribers. That's probably more than most of us will ever see in a lifetime, which is crazy. So, you know, only in America can somebody who can struggle with their reading, who's not that articulate, still become a millionaire, still be rich as hell. Sometimes it's not so much about being academically astute. Sometimes it is about, you know, your looks. Sometimes it is about being able to fight. Sometimes it's about your athletic abilities. You know, so even people who struggle, there are other means for them to make it. You know, Quentin Quentin Tarantino, he dropped out of school when he was like 13 years old. You know, he wasn't the most literate person either. But this man was able to write movies, produce, and everything else. And his movies are blockbusters. And he has no high school diploma or anything. So sometimes people channel that energy that they can't, you know, find in academics. Sometimes they end up channeling that energy into something else. And for Floyd Mayweather, it was boxing. So he's blessed to the fact that he can box and he can make money, but the average person doesn't always have that ability to, you know, just play sports or be a movie director. The average person, if you're illiterate or if you can't read well, you're not even going to be able to get a job at McDonald's. Because you have to be able to read the ingredients. You have to be able to, you know, read different things. So to everybody else out there, just the regular people, make sure you get your literacy up. Make sure if you're having trouble reading, if you're struggling, if you're, you know, if you're having issues, make sure you get the help that you need. You want to be able to read fluently before you graduate high school. And as parents, if you know that your kids are struggling with reading, you have to stay on top of them and on top of their teachers. I remember my youngest, you know, he wasn't as fluent as my oldest. My oldest, you know, reads very well, very articulate. You know, he takes more after me. With my youngest, it was more of a struggle for him, you know, especially reading out loud and things like that. So he got extra help, and I made sure he got extra help. You know, he would leave the classroom and work one-on-one with one of the student teachers. And so he went from being like, because they grade you at like they grade you in letters. So when he started at the beginning of the school year, he was like, you know, down there in like the G's or something like that. And then as his reading picked up, his fluency, his enunciations, and everything else, then he moved up. So as parents, when you see an issue, don't just ignore that shit. Because sometimes these teachers will ignore it because that's extra work for them. But a good teacher will say, you know what, I'm noticing that they're struggling in this department. What can we do to get them on track? And I went to the meetings and I worked with him at home and I got the books. And so, and it's not something that you can't just leave it on the teachers. As a parent, you have to step up with your kids too. So you can't say, oh, well, the teacher's giving them extra help, but then when they come home, all they do is play video games. So you can't do that. You also have to play your part as a parent and make sure that you're staying on top of them with their reading. You know, making sure he's always reading books and things like that. And now he reads very well for his age, his fluency, the way he reads his words. I remember he'd be reading to his grandmother over the phone in Minneapolis, just so he would get that extra practice. So whatever books he brought home, he'd read to me, then he'd call his grandmother, he'd read to her. So the whole family got involved to help his reading get to where it needed to be. You know, because not, you know, some kids are just, you know, slower than others, and, you know, kids learn at different paces. But if you notice that with your children, get on top of it while they're young. You know, get on top of it when they're in first and second grade. Don't wait until they're a junior or senior in high school. Now you want to get them extra help. You know, so I didn't find the whole situation funny with them clowning him. I think it's sad that he's not, you know, literate. To me, I just find the whole situation sad. Lucky for him, he's rich. But let's not act like just because he's rich that makes it okay. Because you have a lot of folks out here who are not rich and that they need to be literate, because once you're literate, you can help yourself. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. How do you feel about 50 Cent even putting this mess on blast? How do you feel about Floyd's response? And then how do you feel about the Breakfast Club, particularly Charlamagne the God, going in on him and trying to clown him for his reading abilities? So let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. All right, deuces.